What's going on everyone and welcome to the channel. My name's Jack and I'm here to give you 100% confidence in the kitchen, and together we can learn and create the most fantastic and delicious foods. If you're new to the channel, I'm a chef by trade and my whole purpose is to teach you absolutely everything I know. So in this one, we're going to be creating the most fantastic, citrusy and flavoursome tomato salsa. It only requires a few simple ingredients and takes such little time. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. Alright guys, let's start this off with 5 Roma tomatoes that weigh 750 grams or 1.6 pounds, and the first thing we want to do is remove the core. The most effective way to do this is by gripping the tip of a paring knife with your thumb and index finger and placing the tip of the knife into the edge of the core, then slowly and carefully rotate the tomato as well as the knife, cutting around the core on a very slight inwards angle. This will then pop out the core, to which we can place into a compost bin. What we then want to do is slice each tomato into thirds or quarters depending on how big you like your tomato pieces, slice each third into thirds again, rotate them 90 degrees and slice them into quarters, which will result in nice little pieces of diced tomato. Once you have that done, we can then place the tomato into a large size mixing bowl. For the next ingredient, we're going to need 2 cloves of freshly peeled garlic, to which we're going to slice nice and thin. Slice each slice into strips. Then rotate the strips 90 degrees and finely dice the garlic as fine as you can. If you can't get the garlic super fine, you will be able to by gripping your knife firmly, as well as placing your opposite hand on top of the knife as a guide, then using a back and forth motion, run the knife through the garlic to create a nice fine dice. Once we have that done, sprinkle the garlic with half a teaspoon or a small pinch of sea salt flakes, then using the tip of a chef's knife or large knife, we're going to scrape the salt into the garlic by pulling the knife towards us. What we're doing here is using the salt as an abrasive, which is going to mince our garlic into a fine paste, as well as preventing the garlic from having such a sharp raw flavour. This will only take a minute or two, but once the garlic nearly disappears on the chopping board, it's ready to be used, which we can then add to our tomatoes. Next, grab yourself 1 medium to large size red onion, which is also known as Spanish onion, and what we want to do is slice it in half through the root, and we're only going to be using half for this salsa, so we can save the other half for another dish. Slice off the end, leaving the root intact, to which we can then peel off the skin, and you guessed it, save it for a stock. What we're going to do now is slice the onion into strips, stopping just before the root. Slice the onion in half, again stopping at the root. Then come through and dice the onion into medium-sized pieces. Make sure to trim off any excess flesh from around the root to avoid any wastage. Save the root for a stock, and then add the diced onion to the bowl. Now it's time to get herbal with half a bunch of coriander or cilantro that weighs roughly 40 grams or 1.4 ounces. For this one, we're going to give it a good old rough chop, and it doesn't have to be super fine, it's actually better being quite coarse. Also, you may notice that the roots were still intact on this bunch, and I highly recommend that you use them as there is so much flavour in them. Just make sure they don't have any stringy or woody ends on them, as this part is tough and has very little flavour. Anyway, once that's done, add it to the bowl. This next ingredient is optional, but here is 1 jalapeno pepper, to which we're going to slice off the stem and place it into a compost bin. Slice the jalapeno in half lengthways and very carefully slice out the pith and seeds, which can also be placed into compost. If you have some seeds that decide they're not coming out, what we can then do is bang the pepper on the bench, and 9 times out of 10 they will fall out. Once both halves are deseeded, we can then slice them lengthways into thin strips, rotate the strips 90 degrees and come across to finely dice. And then once that's done, add it into the bowl. Now to finish the prep to this salsa, we're going to need 2 large limes, which we're going to slice in half. Then with both limes, squeeze in the juice into the bowl with the rest of the ingredients. I like to pull out the pulp of the lime as well, as I find it adds a nice little extra acidic punch, which works fantastic with recipes like this. Then this ingredient is optional, but here is some balsamic vinegar, which I'm going to pour in 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters worth to add some sweetness, as well as an acid that complements the rest of the ingredients. Grab yourself a nice bottle of extra virgin olive oil and pour in 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters worth. This will add a really nice flavour, as well as potentially increasing the absorption of nutrients such as vitamins A, E and K, which have previously been associated with cancer prevention and improved vision. We can then sprinkle in 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt flakes, as well as adding in 1 teaspoon or 10 cracks of black pepper. Once we have all of those ingredients in the bowl, we can then give it a really good mix, making sure it's fully combined for all of those flavours to become friends. Now you can serve this up however you'd like, but a good way to serve this is by placing it into a large bowl, which can then be placed in the centre of the table for everyone to enjoy. Or, for one of my favourites, grab yourself a nice piece of toasted bread, which we can then top with that delicious and colourful salsa. Give it a good drizzle of extra virgin olive oil as well as some on the plate for presentation. Hit it with some more cracked black pepper. Top it with some fresh coriander or cilantro. And then for the moment we've all been waiting for, we can then dig in. You guys seriously have to try this one. It has the most fantastic fresh flavour, with it being slightly sweet, slightly salty and slightly acidic, and in my opinion that is the perfect combination. This recipe here serves 4 and it can easily be doubled, tripled and so on. To store it, simply place it in the fridge in an airtight container where it will last 4 days, and it will actually taste better the day after as it gives time for the flavours to develop. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I was able to teach you something. If you did, be sure to smash that like button and consider subscribing to see hundreds of more fantastic recipes. Thanks for watching everyone, stay safe and enjoy.